Hello, Kevin. How are you?
Hi, Jason. Yeah, very good, thank you. Very well.
It's excellent to hear your dulcet tones once more. I might as well jump in what we were just talking about. I'm sure you've heard the news. Open racing to be back, basically.
Yeah, fantastic news. That's it's really the boost that we all needed, owners and trainers alike. And it's put a real spring back in our steps tonight. That has.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know I've got to say this, Kevin. I was looking at your website earlier, the Kennel of Excellence, Kevin Hutton Racing. It's fantastic. There's an awful lot going on there. Well worth the look. You're very candid. You tell us all we need to be know. And I looked. There was a little bit about you and Donna when you were talking about what's gone on in the past. Just one question, Kevin. How many Oaks winners have you trained?
We've been lucky enough to train 3 Oaks winners.
Yeah, you might want to change your website, Kevin. It says 2.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
we'll have to set the website, man.
But no, it is an excellent website. Most importantly, and an obvious question, how have you been during lockdown? How have the dogs been? How's everything been going?
Yeah, touch wood, everything went very well during lockdown. We obviously kept the kennel very, very quiet. We kept to the same 4 staff. We didn't have anyone coming or going other than deliveries. And we thoroughly enjoyed it, actually. It was lovely to spend so much time at the kennels with the dogs, without having to rush off racing or to the vets or, physios coming or, the different things you have to do in your normal day-to-day life. So, no, I must admit, we thoroughly enjoyed the lockdown period.
And it's like to some extent, you were never completely away because we saw the excellent GBGB video, which really what we showed again tonight. I don't know if you saw it. Went over wonderfully well. You were involved in the lockdown temps with Dave Clark, so we got to hear from you there also. And it is exciting times ahead. Again, I've pinched this off your website. You've got a wonderful litter coming up, haven't you? Loffill, Blake, and Forest Natalie.
Yeah, we're very lucky. That's the first litter of pups from Forest Natalie we were lucky enough to own. She won the Irish Oaks in 2017, and especially the dog pups in this first litter of hers look really exceptional. They do. All unraced as yet, but all of them have posted some fantastic times in their trials at Swindon and more recently at Monmore. So yeah, we're hoping the future looks very, very bright for those.
Well, there's Signet Mafia, and I've stolen a quote. I hope you don't mind. You said, I can't remember having a dog go faster at Monmore.
Yeah, we were trying to rack our brains whether we'd had any dog post faster than the 1507 that he did, and we couldn't think of any. It was a fantastic trial of the day. We trialled 3 other open race dogs just after, and they were good dogs, and they were 30 spots behind what this pup did, so he's very, very exciting. Definitely one to keep an eye on. So
there's 3 of them, isn't there? Signet Mafia, and the other 2 are?
Yeah, we've got Signet Ace, who looks another real nice dog. He had his first 4 bend at Monmore the other day and clocked 28.26 after missing the break. And the bigger dog of the litter, probably the more backward, is Signet Blaze. I think he was 28.60 the other day, but he blew up off the last bend, just needed to run. So I say all 3 of the dogs in the litter look very exciting. So fingers crossed we can have a bit of luck and enjoy those in the future.
And have you had another litter recently as well?
Yeah, we've had 2 litters born at the kennels this year already. Forest Natalie had her 3rd litter now, to our very own Magical Vale. They were born middle of January. You probably remember a bitch called Snooty Mary, who was a terrific bitch at Romford. And unfortunately, she broke her front leg at Poole in the Golden Crest final. And she had a litter to Dorota's Wildcat. So we've been busy already this year on the British bred scene.
Now, I remember Snooty Mary very well. Now, on Magical Bell, Ali's got a question for you, Kevin.
Yep. Yeah, Kevin, I spent 2 or 3 years at Trent Bridge with Ryan Sidebottom. Bearing in mind the Derby draw he gave you, is there any choice words you'd like to say to him on air?
There are several words I'd like to say, but none of which I should say on live TV. Yes, that was first time we met him, and it didn't go down too well, to be honest.
I'll tell you what, I actually had a text from JK earlier today. I'll leave aside how he got my number, I'm not sure about that. But being the great investigative journalist that he is, he actually asked me to ask you, do you ever get angry? But I think you've just kind of answered that.
I wouldn't say angry, but yeah, very, very disappointed. You have to take the rough with the smooth in this game, but track one was the very last place we wanted to be drawn in that final, and sure enough, we were first out of the hat, and who knows, it might have cost us a derby, but these things happen, I'm afraid.
Dorothy's Wildcat obviously gave you a startling moment at Toaster. It's just an hour down the road from you. You always enjoyed the racing there. Obviously, the finish was a bit grubby in the end, but I imagine you're buoyed by its return.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a huge boost for the sport. I think the opportunity to have a flagship track. Toaster's so unique with its setting. The new track looks absolutely superb as well, and it was always very lucky for us. So yeah, I think it's a great boost for the whole sport to have it back again.
Okay, thanks you very much for that, Kevin. Now, I'm just hearing, mate, we've got some hot news. Now, we know that we've mentioned social media throughout the show and how good you are at it. And we mentioned the pups, the Forest Natalie pups earlier on. And I believe that we can have a look at them. We're going to get those up. Oh, look at that. There we are. Absolutely adorable. All in there. Can you see? Is those duvets they're wrapped in, Kevin?
Yes, they would be, yeah. They get very, very spoiled.
I've got to say, Ali, they do look cute, but it's almost like one of those games, isn't it? Spot the puppy.
Yeah, how many are there, Jason, do you know?
How many are there, Kevin?
We had 11 in that litter.
11?
Yeah.
Well, I can count 12. Another one's got in there somewhere. Excellent stuff.
They were a lovely litter, great fun to have.
Oh, well, lovely, and people do appreciate you sharing the pictures on social media. Now, Headford Ranger obviously has excited many. How's he getting on?
Yeah, he's done very well during lockdown. He's been well galloped at home. He's not trialled for us, since we've been out of lockdown. But he's actually booked in to go to Ireland. He leaves us to go to Ireland on Thursday. We decided to give him a crack at the first of Champion Stakes and then the Irish Derby. So he should be tailor-made for those trips. So we're looking forward to it. It should be good fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Just seeing him on a gallop, having a lot of fun as well, and looking good. How's the graded been going at Monmore, Kevin?
Yeah, it's been fine. Obviously, we had the couple of weeks trialling the dogs back, and we had our first week of runners last week. We've only managed to get about 23 back on the card at Monmore, and I think we probably had 11 or 12 runners in the first week. But it was just great to be back on track, actually. Seeing everyone and getting the dogs back to what they love to do. It was it was lovely to be back, and to be fair to Monmore, they were very well organised. Everything was run very well. It all went seamlessly and very safely, and it was just good to be back there. And
you've had some exciting trials going on. I was just again reading on your website, Kingsbrook Glyn, Galloping Moon, and Ballydog Blake trialled together.
They did, yeah. I mean, that's a very, very high-class trial, and we're lucky we've got a very nice kennel of dogs at the moment. We've had a fair few dogs sort of rattling around the 28-20 mark at Monmore, so, when we are back up and running with the open racing, we should have a lot to look forward to again. Ali, you wouldn't have minded having a bet on that trial, would you?
Yeah, no. Would that be an industry price?
Yes, that would be industry prices. Just going through, picking out some names to throw at you as well, Kevin. Denmark?
Yeah, Denmark, a lovely pup, actually. He's homebred by Mike and George Burton, out of the litter of a bitch called Terminator, who won a few opens at Romford and Henlow. And Denmark was having his very first race of his life, and he graded straight into A1 at Monmore and ran out a really impressive, I think, near enough 6-length winner. Which is a very big ask of a pup to do on debut, but again, that's another nice litter. There's another 2 or 3 in there that should make open class. So I say we're lucky. We've got some nice pups to look forward to again.
Kevin, can I ask you a favour? Should Denmark come out and, as we all expect, win a few races, if the Racing Post have the headline "Great Dane," will you cancel your subscription?
Oh, that's blown it for them, that has.
Because they will, they will. Going back to the open racing, now obviously you've been 3 times Trainers' Championship, you've won that. I've heard it mooted in some circles that sooner rather than later that would be a great thing to put on and pretty much come back with.
That would be a great idea. I've not heard anything at all about the Trainers' Championship, so I know the sponsorship was there originally from Game to run at Sheffield again. So, yeah, if that could still be in place and was one of the early meetings for, certainly give everyone a great meeting to look forward to. But they're one of the best of the entire year, that meeting. So, yeah, I think everyone would have a strong team and open it with a real great festival again. That would be great.
Kevin, how long would you need to prepare for that? Obviously, we've heard the date. We're at the end of this month. We're going to kick off with open racing, and for something like that, you'd want everybody to be given the correct amount of time and have the best dogs cherry ripe. How long would you need?
Yeah, you would. I mean, I say most of our sort of the top class dogs, they've not even started trialling back yet. So we would need probably getting a month or 6 weeks, a good solid track work into them before.
So the Trainers' Championship, when would be ideal for you, or where do you think that we might have it?
I should say that if we could get it run, that would be great. And certainly our dogs could be ready by late July. No problem for a night like that. Many of our better class dogs that we would hope to have for a night like that haven't actually come out and trialled yet. So we would need a good month of trialling. Possibly a race beforehand, and then we'd be ready for the big night then.
Yeah, and could there be, in some cases, serendipity in the Trainers' Championship, that you've got a lot of exciting dogs coming through and have had for a while, and they might be at a more advanced stage and be ready for a later Trainers' Championship, say?
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of nice pups there that... in another couple of months they could be ready to take on that big stage. So, I'm sure every trainer would have dogs coming back from injury and different things that might not have been available for when it was first scheduled that would be there now. So, but I've not heard too much about the Trainers' Championship, but if we could get it on, that would be a great boost for us all.
Now, please don't put the phone down again, Kevin. Ali wants to ask a question. Ali?
Yeah, Kevin, with the Irish Derby scheduled for August, September, is there a time that would suit best for the English Derby, should you have greyhounds that you'd like to race at both?
Yeah, I think an October Derby would work absolutely fine for us over here. All being well, that should give the dogs that reach the latter stages of the Irish competition enough chance for a rest and then to come over and take us on. Obviously, it's a massive part of our derby is the Irish Challenge, so it would be a great shame if we couldn't have them involved. And an October slot looks ideal, for dogs to then go back to the Night of Stars in Shelbourne. So I think that looks the logical spot to me.
And obviously, the last 2 years, you've had last 2 derbies, a huge involvement. Barely could have had a bigger one, if we're being candid about that. Have you got some names that you... I know it's all up in the ether at the moment, and we don't even know where it's going to be, but some names that you could possibly throw at us?
Our main hope at the moment would be the Headford Ranger dog. He's really developed into a top 4 Ben dog, which is a little surprising the way his career looked to be going when he looked destined for 6 Ben, but he's shown a lot more early pace now, and he looks to be a top 4 Ben performer. So he would be our number 1 for a derby. But we've got some lovely youngsters that are just hitting 2-year-old that probably wouldn't have been experienced enough to take on the derby in its early slot, but would be coming into their own by October time. So another 2 or 3, 4 months. Could see some big changes to our team.
Very interesting. Actually, another name, I've thrown a couple of names at you I'd like to, and again, stealing complete plagiarism off your website. Kawasaki Sonic, stay in the making?
Yeah, most definitely. He come down to us in great condition from Ted Soppert, actually. Mike and George Burton brought him. And he was really impressive. He won for us on debut at Sheffield in a trial stage for the Steel City Cup. And was very unlucky to be knocked out in the semi-final stage of that competition. And he's since gone on. I think he posted 28.10 in his recent Monmore trial, and he does look a really nice six-men type going forward. So, for any of those big major six-men competitions that we do have later in the year, he should be ideal for them.
And of course, it's always wonderful speaking to you at the track, but Kevin, you're second best. How's Donna been?
She's very well. She's keeping us all busy and making sure we do what we need to. But no, she's all good. Thank you.
Yeah, and presume actually, it's something we've asked a few trainers through the lockdown and less, obviously less racing, but less people presumably there to do the dogs. Have you managed to fall into a new routine, as it were?
Yeah, we did pretty quickly actually. I mean, we kept all the full-time staff remain the same, and it was just the couple of part-time staff that had, young children and different things that weren't able to carry on with us for that time. So yeah, it was quite nice just having the same people there, and I say that no, we couldn't see anyone, we couldn't do anything, so we just literally spent all day at the kennels. It was lovely.
Good to hear from you. Now, I just want to very quickly mention the yokes, because I joked with you at the start. Obviously, you have won it 3 times, and including 2 from 2 at Toaster. And we know it's a race you enjoy very, very much. So are you looking ahead, presumably, to that already?
Yeah, very much. We always like to have a good kennel of bitches to target those events with. Yeah, so I don't know, but I'm hoping Swindon will stage it again. So we're 2 from 2 there. So with a bit of luck, it's been a very kind competition to us, and we've got some lovely young bitches coming through to complement the season open races that we've got as well. So I'd be very hopeful we'd have another strong team for the Oaks this year.
And you do always strike me as being particularly meticulous, and we know that you'll travel far and wide to have your winners as well. With what's happened, have you just had to be, I suppose you have in some ways, had to be pragmatic and thought, right, we'll step back, we'll look at things, perhaps do things slightly different with different dogs, and how's that affected not just you there at the kennel, but also your owners, of course, who have been stuck in limbo for so long?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously been very difficult for the owners, probably more so, because our owners, a big part of owning grounds is having that involvement with them, watching them race and watching, coming to the kennels and enjoying a Sunday with them. So, we've been lucky from that point of view. We can carry on with the dogs pretty much as normal at home. We can watch them gallop and work and enjoy it that way. But I felt really sorry for the owners that, have just been, sat at home paying bills and struggling to be as involved as they would normally be. So yes, it's certainly been a very tough time for them.
Okay, thanks very much for that. But tough times we're certainly coming through, and what helps us to do that is seeing the greyhounds and their antics, and we're going to be able to see some one particular Swift Hadriana now. Looking forward to this. This is Swift Hadriana. Now she's going to be with Adrian, pushing him along there on the grooming stool, going back. Presumably you've seen this, and she did that because she wanted to pinch a bone.
She did. She's such a character. She really is a lovely, lovely bitch. So loving and friendly, and I think she saw the opportunity to get rid of Aidan and took the chance of the bone from the bucket. So yeah, she is absolutely adorable. She is.
Sorry, I said Adrian. Aidan, pushing Aidan along.
Yes.
Now, got a question from Bev, and she wants to know how Batman is. Screen critic, of course.
He's very well, actually. Yeah, he's led out on our garden now, looking at me, along with Forrest and Natalie, and they're both expecting their walk any minute. So, but no, he's great. We absolutely love him to bits. He's the best dog ever, as we tell him.
Oh, and when you've been on the chat, it's a joy to hear you speak of him. He was always, I think I recall you saying before, what a character he is as well.
Oh, he really is. He was one of those dogs. They come along every so often. You just immediately connect with, and he just took my heart straight away. And we called him Batman after a dog Tony Meek trained years ago called I'm Batman. He just reminded me of him. And yeah, when he obviously gave us all a great thrill during his racing career, for Mike and George as well. And there was only one place he was coming when he retired, and that was home with us. Yeah, he's a superstar.
Kevin, it really has genuinely been wonderful talking to you. I wish you and Donna and everybody else at the kennels all the best, and hopefully see you live, as it were, very, very soon.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Thanks very much.